I've launched over 700 landing pages and generated millions in revenue. Today, I'm going to give you my exact blueprint to turn clicks into customers. Just a quick introduction, my name is Schubert. I've worked with some of the biggest creators and agencies on the planet, including Ty Lopez, Trivium, Capital Club, Jordan Bound, and I've spent over 40 million in Facebook ads profitably. Today, you'll learn the exact structure for creating landing pages that convert for any business type: e-com, coaching, courses, financial services, etc. I'm going to lay these out in 10 sections for you. The first section is going to be above the fold. So that's that first header section that you see. Now, in this one, we want to have a clear and compelling offer and call to action. It's very, very important that we have a highly attractive and clear offer. I've already made a full video talking about how to craft an irresistible offer that sells every time. So check that out after this, or if you want to pause now and head over to that just so that you understand how to create an offer, that's going to be incredibly important for this first section and for the whole landing page in itself. But it is important to have that on the top of the fold because your visitor should understand exactly what's being offered within seconds. If your offer isn't clear, your audience won't buy. Clarity always beats cleverness. So now moving to section number 2, that's where we immediately want to introduce social proof and case studies, but we want these to be as specific as possible, right? It's very important to show proven results that are specific to the actual offer that you're making. It can't just be random case studies of people that you've worked with or people that have had good results from whatever you offered. It needs to be very concrete examples like revenue increase, testimonials talking about exactly how this offer helped them, or even specific outcome-driven results. Social proof isn't just about credibility, it's about removing the risk from your customer's decision. Section number 3. This is where you're going to boldly call out all of their pain points. Now, a lot of these pain points you're going to just get from having experience in the industry, from watching your sales calls and listening to the problems that people have and understanding exactly what's going on in their business and how to address them. And that's how you're going to be able to figure out what pain points you're trying to hone in on this. And you want to clearly identify these problems to be able to establish that immediate connection with them. This will demonstrate that you understand what's going on in their business and give them specific and relevant examples, whatever the niche might be, to whatever it is that they're going through. Your audience doesn't care about your features, they care about solving their problems. And so if you can call these pain points out and then solve them, you've done the job already. Now, section number 4 is showing exactly how you solve that pain. So you're going to describe your product or your service, and then you're going to describe the solution clearly and directly. So you want to provide relatable and practical examples of problem solving without industry-specific jargon. You want to make this as simple as possible. The fastest way to sell is to clearly show you can solve the exact pain they're experiencing right now in the most simple language possible. Now, section number 5, you want to have concrete client examples, right? So we already showed some social proof at the top that was very specific to them, but now we need to have some detailed explanation of how you've actually solved similar problems, because you've introduced the pain, you've introduced the problems, and you're going to do more of a storytelling of how you've solved these for clients. So use a story, use brief scenarios across different industries to make it relatable for anyone that's actually reading your page. Your prospects see themselves in your client stories, and they make those stories impossible to ignore. Section 6, visual structure of your offer. This part is incredibly important because you're going to have people that hop onto your page and are just skimming it, just scrolling through. And if you're able to display charts, diagrams, graphics, not only is it going to catch their attention and maybe stop them in their tracks and have them read through your offer, but If they've read through the text, it will provide additional clarity so that they can see it visually. You have to remember that everyone learns different than you learn, right? So you have to be able to display your offer in every scenario that you possibly can. So this can be, like I said, charts, diagrams, graphics, things that are like what you would see in a picture book to describe what the words are actually showing. A visual can communicate in seconds what text takes minutes to actually explain. Section number 7. This is where we like to display the us versus them. So this is where you're going to show your competitive advantage. So you're going to show what your competitor's course does, what your competitor's service does, what your competitor's product does, and how yours differentiates from it. Obviously, you're going to want to try and highlight the things that people do not like about your competitor, like if it's their reporting, their communication, whether it's whatever it might be, whether it's that your course doesn't fully address all their issues, whatever it might be, there's not one-on-one coaching. You know what it is specific to your industry, and you're going to name all the negative things about your competitors. You don't need to put specific names. You can just put us versus them, and then you're going to address how you solve those problems and how that gives you the competitive advantage over them. So an example of that would be like a table or a chart comparing generic versus unique solutions that you might have. If you don't clearly show why you're different, your customers will just assume that you're the same. So now moving on to section 8, structure of your process. This is where you're going to clearly explain the step-by-step process that customers will experience, right? And you're going to take them, this is going to be a lot more detailed. You're going to take them through whether it's literally step 1, step 2, step 3, or however you want to display it, of the exact process that you do for every single one of your clients. And this is where you're going to be able to flaunt your expertise and show how much you know about their specific industry and about solving problems for their specific industry and how you do it. And this is where you're going to be able to shine. If you're a nerd about what you do, if you're so good, incredibly good at options tradings, and you want to break down your strategy there, this is where you're going to do it. So keep it simple, keep it concise, but keep it easy to visualize, but make sure that it's very detailed so people can clearly see that you know what you're talking about. When your audience sees a clear path, they're far more likely to trust and follow it, especially if they've seen other people go through it and be successful from it, right? Now it's section number 9. On section number 9, we want to show general social proof. So we've already shown very specific numbers to our offer and how they've affected businesses and how it's changed them or changed people, how it's changed their lives. And then we've also shown more of a storytelling where, once again, we're taking things that are specific for our offer and we're telling a story of how they had this same exact problem and how you were able to fix that problem for them. But in this section, number 9, we want to show more of a general social proof that gives you brand authority. So this is where you're going to display broader credibility through recognizable logos, media features, total revenue generated, or even like how many clients you've worked with. Or if you're doing drop shipping, like how many students that you've had that were successful or how much money they've generated in total. If you're an agency, talking about how much money you've generated in total for people, or for, in my example at the beginning of this video, that I've spent over 40 million in ads. This is where you're building that brand authority and building your credibility. And this is going to build even more confidence in them. Not only that you have specific case studies for the issues that they have and you've told a story about it and you've captured their attention through it, but now you're showing like we are the best and this is why we're the best. Broad credibility tells your prospects that you're trusted widely, not just in their specific niche, and this makes their decisions significantly easier. Now, the last section, we have section number 10. And this is where you're going to show more of an about you or meet the team. This is where you want to become personable with them, right? In a world where AI, where, Everyone has these internet connections. You want to build trust and human connection. They want to see that you're a real person. They want to see the team that they'll be working with. They want to see students that you've worked with in the past. Maybe if you've done public events, you want to display those types of images, and maybe even like some kind of short relatable bio of, I used to be like you and now I'm not like you, that type thing, where because I've learned all these things that I want to teach you, right? So you have to remember that with AI, with machines, with online, with fake people, with faceless YouTube, whatever, all that kind of stuff, you have to remember that people always are going to buy from people that they like and trust. So show them who you are. And then now we come to the bottom of the website. It's where we have our outro and our CTA. So we want to briefly recap those 10 sections, and then we want to give a call to action to whatever it is the offer that we have. You can even go deeper and have them at the very bottom, if they've hung out the whole time, have a call to action to watch like related videos or anything like that. But really, you want to be able to display your specific call to action to your offer and then have that underneath every single section. So you'll have 10 call to actions total. So I hope this is helpful for you. Make sure you watch the video on how to craft an irresistible offer, because then that's what you're going to build this whole landing page around. Get those specific case studies, get the storytelling, make sure that it's visually appealing landing page, and that you have the graphics, the diagrams, and that you're able to speak into their needs, find their problems, solve them, walk exactly through the process that you do to be able to solve those, and you'll be on your way to a winning landing page. So I encourage you to go watch that video. If there's any other content or anything else, any other questions that you have about landing pages, feel free to drop a comment below. Happy to see those, happy to answer those, and make other videos on this. Once again, many of you will watch, but very few of you will actually listen.